that it would be very beneficial for our school district to hear what they have to say and the questions that they can answer for us.
Thank you. So we have a motion to add 2 outside speakers. I'm sorry, I don't remember their names, but do we have a second?
Dean and Martin, if you want to talk about this.
Do we have a second? Okay, we have that motion. It has been seconded. All of those in favor of the oh, sorry, discussion.
And this would be during public input, so they would be limited to the 3 minutes like everybody else?
I've asked for it to be added to number 4, maybe as a 4A, is that the board would allow those to contribute, because it is the practice of the board that members of the public can't contribute aside from public input. So this is why it would have to be the vote of the board to allow them to contribute during that time. That's where their expertise is most helpful. And yes, they can limit they are prepared to limit their presentation, should I say, right, or the information to 3 minutes. But if the board had specific questions for them, then this would also allow them to answer those questions.
Josh, I would also have to say that
Hey, boys and girls.
ACAA is a harassment policy, non-harassment policy.
Oops, I get the wrong title.
Specifically about pronouns or bathrooms
Hey,
or
stop it.
LGBTQ
Stop.
What happened?
gender
The dogs are
dysphoria.
being weird.
I don't want the discussion
We got a dog in heat.
to be about those things. It is much broader than that. And if we need to dive down further into that policy after tonight, you're welcome to make a motion for.
Why don't you want to hear what they have to say?
Ooh,
Excuse me, you're out of order, sir.
nice.
Can we call the vote?
I'm sorry.
Spicy.
No, Ally spoke first. I was going to add something, but Ally spoke.
People yelling out from the crowd.
Yes. And does anyone else have anything to add?
I did. I wanted to oppose that. There may be experts on one side, but we don't have experts on the other side to counteract. And it's sort of naive to think that someone on the board doesn't
Can you do me a favor? Promote it, hun.
know about this.
Promote it.
I do know about this, and I could have brought experts, but I didn't. So if we want to have a discussion later at another meeting, I could definitely get my own experts to go with the other experts. I don't
I'll be
think
right back.
We should not have one side discussion at the board. And again, as the chairperson said, this policy is about harassment and not gender care.
We have a lot to do tonight, guys. Can we call this to a vote? I don't see why there's more discussion. We're just going back and forth. Just call it to a vote.
Is the board okay with calling this for a vote? Okay, Josh has made a motion to have.
No, welcome if you're just joining us.
Testify
RSU
during
60
our
spicy board meeting.
Policy ACAA. All those in favor of allowing this? All those opposed?
Opposed.
What's,
What are you voting for again?
I will make a caveat though, Josh. If things get disorderly, I will ask them to please stop.
And I would agree completely. I think you would be impressed.
Ally, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me at all now?
Yes.
Okay. Can we make a motion to put some type of a time limit on this since it wasn't originally an agenda item for tonight?
Yes, I think that's appropriate. Do you want to make that motion?
Yeah, I would like to move that each speaker have 5 minutes to discuss what they feel they need to, and then we move along.
I second. We have a motion to limit our outside speakers to 5 minutes. It's been seconded. Do you have any discussion?
All right, looks like we're getting outside speakers.
All those in favor?
Yes.
All those opposed? And the motion passes.
Where'd my post go?
Hmm?
Okay. So now we will hear
Here we go.
The first public input session is a 21-minute session with each person having no longer than 3 minutes in which to make a statement. But a second public input session may be held at the end of the meeting if allowed by the board chair. Each speaker will give his or her name,
Sorry for the
address,
bad
and reason
audio.
for speaking. Public input is designated for district residents, but the board chair may grant non-residents the opportunity to address the board. Statements concerning subject matter that falls under the law regarding executive sessions, for example, matters involving personnel, cannot be made
Let Richard
during
know.
public input. We as a community pledge to treat each other as we wish to be treated. We pledge to seek understanding.
You want me to do it? I'll do it. I got it.
Regardless of outcomes or opinions, we pledge to move forward with respect.
Tanner, knock it off.
This is a time for comments and or questions for the board, but please be aware that questions may not be able to be answered at this meeting.
And I just would like to one more time remind you that we will not allow outside speakers except for the two we've made the exception for, and that you will be strictly limited to 3 minutes because we will cut your mic. So please be concise and please go ahead. And your name, sir?
Hi, I'm Jeff from Lebanon. I'm a father of 4 children in the school district.
Where do you live, sir?
Lebanon.
Okay.
And good evening. Trust
Cade.
is the currency of public service. When a trust is created for word games, intentional omissions, the leadership of this district doesn't just lose its way, it loses its right to lead. I am here to speak about a pattern of truth omissions that has become a hallmark of this administration. Recently, the superintendent was asked if students have been disciplined for misgendering using incorrect pronouns. Her answer was flat, no one has been suspended from school. This is technically true, but fundamentally dishonest. Tonight, you will hear from parents whose children were disciplined, not for out-of-school suspensions, but in-school suspensions, by choosing a specific legal term, like from school, to avoid the broader reality of discipline. The superintendent chose to manipulate the conversation rather than answer the community honestly. This isn't transparency, it's a calculated effort to keep parents in the dark about how their children are being treated. We saw the same tactic when she stood in front of the selectmen to justify a 7%
Those audio
budget.
breaks are not my fault,
And that's
guys.
directly how our students were
Sorry about
performing.
that.
Her response was simply, we have a document, no context. The explanation of why only 20% of our kids are proficient in science. If a CEO told shareholders the company was failing,
You can't hear?
or refused to explain why, they would be fired on the spot. Yet here, the board allows this evasion to continue. The pattern of hiding behind paperwork is an insult, and every taxpayer who is footing the bill for these declining results. To my fellow neighbors, we have spent months coming to these microphones asking for change. We've been met with silence or word games. It's clear that this board is currently seated has no intention of holding the superintendent accountable. If we want a leader who answers questions instead of dodging them, we want as a district where academic excellence is more important than political optics, then we must change the people sitting in those chairs. We cannot comment our way out of this crisis. We must vote our way out of it. To the board, your silence in the face of these omissions makes you complicit. To the public, election day is coming. It is a time to elect a board that understands they work for the parents and the students, not the superintendent. Let's get back to honesty. Let's get back to basics. Let's get out and vote. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to refresh this real quick.
My name is Samantha. I live in Lebanon, and I have 4 children in the district currently. I am here because the school district cannot function without a foundation of honesty and a priority on student safety and privacy. 2 weeks ago, the superintendent stated that no student in this district has been punished for misgendering a peer. That statement is factually incorrect. My son was punished by this administration for an accidental instance of misgendering. While the superintendent may claim no one has been suspended from school, students, including my son, have been given in-school suspensions. Using word salad to distinguish between types of suspension is a deceptive attempt to maintain a narrative. When leadership glosses over the truth, it erodes parental trust. If we cannot agree on the basic facts of what is happening in our hallways, how can we collaborate on the education of our children? Beyond the lack of transparency, I must address the practical reality of our bathroom policies. The reality of your current bathroom policy became clear when Colin walked into the boys' restroom and encountered a female student sitting on the urinal.
Both
This
channels.
was not just awkward. It was a
5 by
violation
5.
of the privacy expectations we teach our children.
You can hear
My
now,
son
right?
now feels uncomfortable that he avoids using the facilities entirely until he gets home. This isn't just a preference. It is a health risk that can lead to infections, bladder issues, among other things. This policy prioritizes the comfort of some while completely disregarding the privacy and physical well-being of others. Furthermore, this policy creates a legal minefield. In a 7 to 12 building, we have a wide range of ages. What happens when a 13-year-old girl is using a urinal and an 18-year-old male student walks in? If she feels uncomfortable, is that 18-year-old at risk of sexual harassment? Will a young man's college and career prospects be ruined simply because he used the restroom assigned to his biological sex? I am deeply disappointed in this administration's lack of transparency. I am equally disappointed in this board for upholding policies that compromise student
I think we
privacy
got the
and leave
glitchy
our
audio
children
fixed.
to face the consequences of your decisions. Our children deserve an environment that is honest, safe, and respectful of the privacy of every student. We expect better. If you can agree with anything I just said, please stand up.
Oh. Oh, sorry, guys. Well, I had to turn it up to get the mic.
They're obnoxious clappers.
Yeah, yeah.
Good evening, my name is Shane Marcano, and I'm a resident of Lebanon. I've been a parent here at the district since 2009. I'm here to share with you the reality of what my 5 sons learned in the district over the last 16 years. According to the Maine DOE, the African American student population in the district is roughly 23 students. My sons account for nearly 25% of that specific population. While other parents help their children with homework, my sons had to learn survival skills as well to come to this district. Please be advised that I'm using the exact racial slang that they were told in the incidents I'm about to address to you. My second son learned at Noble Middle School that a Swiss Army knife pulled on him while being asked, "Do all niggas bleed red?" At the high school, he was called nigger many times in his sophomore year. My third son learned what it felt like to be hung on a coat hook in 2nd grade at the Hanson School and told to hang there with the rest of his ancestors. He also learned in 8th grade at the high school how a teammate sent him a social media death threat for the KKK and burning crosses.
I don't believe half this
and added
shit.
the text, "You're a next nigga."
I don't.
My
Not
fourth
after
son
the Jussie
was told that
Smolletts of
LAS
this
was on the
world.
floor when his chair was
These
kicked
people
out
are
from
race
under him,
hoaxers.
because that's where his people belonged. And at Noble High School, he was told to go back to the fields where he belonged.
Oh, they
as
make
well as
shit
being
up all
called
the time.
nigger.
Go
He
back
was
to the
also told
fields
just
where you
recently,
belong.
in
Who
the past
says
year,
that?
that asking someone about their pronouns is an inappropriate question to ask.
Nixon.
And he only asked that because the student kept flipping back and forth day by day.
Speaking tonight.
My sons just didn't learn reading and math. They learned to protect themselves while educating 1,100 white peers because I taught them to educate innocence and to know that they can't fix the stupidity of others. I was highly agitated when I saw Allison's comment about how
Oh, of course you were highly
residents
agitated.
in the
You were
district would choose
triggered.
white-only schools. And that set me to come here today. I want to acknowledge the staff that stood by my kids. For every principal like Mr. Ledoux, who told me that racial trauma didn't exist. I have leaders like Mrs. Ivy and Mr. Dufort, and officers like Officer Fogg and Kelper that rallied to protect my kids. I have thousands of teachers over the years. They have all been here to help my children. But more importantly, the second failure in this district has been unpreparedness. Our children aren't being prepared for the real world. Professors at college don't use Infinite Campus, they don't send missing assignment reminders or accept work that's late.
No, we're 47th in the state, in the government, in the United States.
Since 2021, the percentage of students failing below expectations
Lowest in the
has
state or something, I don't
skyrocketed.
know.
Math failure rates increased by nearly 40% for females, 32% for males. Science failure rates are at a staggering 71% below expectation. If the district cannot show the state any improvement, then as a parent and taxpayer, I'm forced to ask, what is the board actually doing to help our children succeed? I see vague responses in pointing fingers, documents mentioned in town board meetings, but no results. It's time to stop pacifying their concerns and avoid the problem and address
Stop
them now.
reading and go away. Your 3 minutes is up. Like way up. Try to keep the clapping down there for you. It's annoying.
My name is Matthew Leggett, Lebanon resident. Good evening, members of the board. I am a resident and a parent in this district. I'm standing here today because the current state of our school has reached a crisis point. We are seeing total breakdown in academic performance, leadership accountability, and the fundamental relationship between this board and the families it serves. The data is a wake-up call that cannot be ignored. Currently, only half of our students are proficient at grade level in a core subject. Even more distressing is the science. Proficiency has plummeted to just 20%. These aren't just statistics.
20%.
They represent a failure to prepare our children for the future. When the board recently asked for a baseline to set district goals, the superintendent had no answer. You cannot steer a ship without a map. You cannot improve education without a baseline. Furthermore, when asked by a selectman to explain the scores in the context of a 7% budget increase, the superintendent completely avoided the question, just saying we have a document. We are being asked to pay more for declining results and zero transparency. This pattern of avoidance continued at the last meeting, where a student asked a direct question regarding the use of the girls' restroom by biological males. Rather than providing clarity on district policy and safety to a senior that goes to this school, the superintendent refused to answer. Leadership requires the courage to address heated issues with clear, definitive communication, not silence. Finally, I must address the behavior of the board itself. We have seen online statements from 3 of our board members labeling half of the parents in this district as unfit. This is unconscionable insult to the families who fund these schools and the parents who are the primary stakeholders in their children's lives. Peg Wheeler on May 20th on social media said, "When do Trump supporters start to give a shit about their future and their children and grandchildren?"
Oh.
Allison Hurley on February 27th said, "School may be the only place where children are allowed to escape the indoctrination and bigotry of home."
Oh, jeez.
Kate Wheeler on February 6th. "I totally get how someone self-identifying as something that doesn't match with their outer appearance can be confusing. Some of y'all have been identifying as Christians this whole time and got the rest of us stumped."
Oh.
Kate has a wealth of bigotry on her social media. To the 3 board members who made those statements, you have signaled that the parents of this community you're holding them in contempt. You cannot effectively serve a community you do not respect, and you cannot lead a district you have actively divided. For the sake of the students and for the sake of the district, so we can finally get back on track, I'm respectfully calling for your resignations effective immediately.
Oh,
we need
yeah.
leadership that is focused on academic excellence, not media insults. We need a superintendent who answers the questions of the taxpayers and the board that values the role of parents. Our children
Thank you, Mr. Leggett. We appreciate your comments. Thank you.
Oh, well, you didn't tell the other lady to stop speaking. You inconsistent wench, you.
Well, my name is Mary Fitzgerald, and I'm a lifelong resident of Berwick. I graduated from Noble. My children graduated from Noble, and my grandchildren currently have graduated or are attending Noble. In addition, I've been a district employee since 1990, about 35 years. I have 3 short points to make. First, I don't mind, as a taxpayer, supporting our district to give our children a quality education. My children got a quality education here and all have thriving careers and are doing well in life. It's what I expect the school to do for our community. However, I do object to the school board deliberately putting us in the crosshairs of a lawsuit. I don't want to spend money on a lawsuit as a taxpayer. It's my understanding that this policy has been reviewed by our lawyers, and this is the recommendation that they're making in order for us to be compliant with Maine state law. Please do what you are elected to do and follow the law of the state of Maine. Secondly, as a teacher, I have never, had any student come to me with a problem of feeling uncomfortable in the bathroom. And I don't know if you know this or not, but
Oh,
kids talk about it all
stop.
the time. They tell us what happens to them.
Shut
They tell us what
up.
happens to their friends. They tell us what happened to their friend who said they happened to a different friend. And I've literally never, ever.
I don't believe you, and I don't care, and a teacher shouldn't be taking up a public speaking
I'm just saying it's
slot.
not widespread if I haven't heard about it.
Sit down.
Again, so this, what I have had happen over the years is kids like what that woman
You're an
was talking
indoctrinator.
about, being unkind to each other. This is a policy about
Being unkind to each other. Oh, shut up.
Unkind to each other. If you vote down this policy, you're taking away a tool that we have
Yeah, grumpy old
to
man.
keep kids safe. So please vote for this policy. Lastly, I'd like to say that the goals of school are to teach people to be good people. People that can accept people for who they are and not ridicule them. People that can find a job and work with a variety of people. People that are kind to each other and good citizens.
Kind to each other, good citizens, not like you Christians. You judgmental Christians, you.
Policies that help us ensure that those characteristics keep being centermost and that we're not giving kids a message that only some
This is
kids
called
have,
weaponized
and only some
empathy.
kids get to
You should be kind, and you should think about these 12 people in the whole world, and we should make everybody dance around them and believe that they're in their psychosis and affirm their psychosis. It's so loving. Maybe they need a little telephone book she could stand on.
I live in Lebanon. I'd like to read this letter on behalf of Carrie, who is standing right here. My name is Carrie, and I am a parent of a trans-identified daughter. I speak tonight.
Trans-identified daughter,
about how when a school emphasizes gender identity as paramount over biological sex, it can affect vulnerable students and family relations. Around 18, through school lessons and an environment that strongly emphasized gender identity as more than biological sex, our sweet tomboyish girl who had expressed feelings of not fully fitting in with the other girls and possibly being bisexual began to reinterpret those experiences as meaning she was actually a boy. She shared this new identity with school staff, but neither she nor the school informed my husband or me, her parents.
Oh, she's on
When
our
we
side.
discovered she was living this way at school, we responded with love, suggesting these feelings might stem from common adolescent struggles with
She's really
with belonging
little
or
in the middle on the
sexuality,
left.
and encouraging open dialogue and grounded support. However, the school's strong focus on affirming gender identity without
Here.
parental involvement
I show
made our
you.
perspective appear unsupportive. This contributed to a painful divide, feeling torn between home and the affirmation she received at school.
There.
Our daughter ran away her
Does that
senior
feel-
year
is that better?
to live with other
Looks
families
better. I like that
in
better.
the school community.
It's way better.
On graduation day,
Screw their
her diploma
comments.
was used a new chosen name without our knowledge or consent, while she was still a minor and with no legal change. She is now 21, a college senior, and has been on testosterone for 3 years. Our family continues to grieve the strain on her health and our once close bond, which is made harder when society often affirms and even celebrates these choices while viewing our protective efforts as misguided. When school places such heavy emphasis on gender identity, it can pressure same-sex attraction or question students to reinterpret their sexuality through a gender lens rather than exploring it naturally. This pressure can be deeply confused and for some families and youth experienced as a form of harassment or coercive influence that undermines healthy development. Parents are best positioned to help children navigate identity, sexuality, and mental health with balance and care. Transparency strengthens families. Exclusions or one-sided affirmation risk unnecessary harm. Children deserve schools that partner with parents. Thank you for your time and this opportunity to speak.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Give me one moment, please. Hello, I am Kyle Lake. Hello, I'm
Leggett. I was a graduate from Noble High School last year. And I am reading a letter on behalf of Beth Kurth. My name is Beth Kurth. I am a longtime literal parent of a young adult gay son and a member of the Democratic
A young adult gay son.
to gender.
Barf.
An informative approach to gender, in other words, biology, not ideology. My son was a non-conforming kid, clomping around in my pumps, in tears for a pair of neon pink flip-flops, howling when he had to get a haircut. The idea that somehow he was really a girl never occurred to me. I was fortunate that in that
Because he never was a girl, and he isn't a girl, you stupid idiot.
School system, so there were no classes, no posters, no school clubs. If there had been, I just don't know how, or I just don't know. I might have bought in.
Oh my
But there
Lord.
wasn't. I didn't, and my son grew up to be gay. His biology is that he is a young man who is same-sex attracted. Gender identity, gender ideology is completely different. I also know that this ideology would have denied him the opportunity to go through puberty and denied him the opportunity to grow up in his body. What kind of ideology advocates for gender non-conforming kids, or any kid for that matter?
There's no such thing as a gender non-conforming kid. We don't cut their wieners off. They're not old enough to pick their college major first.
That the more a school system focuses on gender ideology or gender identity, on this unique type of navel-gazing, only
weak men.
Of course, its genitals and are that of.
They're like, the wife says, you need to go up there and say something.
To the amorphous concept of gender, the less time there is for math, reading, writing, science, and learning. As a Democrat and a parent of a gay son, I urge you to reconsider our policy that
gay son, please. Don't be mean to my gay son.
And destructive for our kids, families, and schools. Thank you for your time.
He's a victim. I hate these people. I really do. They Munchausen their own kids, man.
I'm reading the words from Nancy. To my right. Thank you, school board members, for listening. And I want to share her story. She said, my daughter is a surviving twin from a 24-week pregnancy. She endured profound medical trauma, 5 months in the hospital, and years of therapies.
Okay.
She overcame feeding tubes, oxygen needs, and developmental delays.
Okay.
Middle school brought social rejection, bullying, and isolation, alongside anxiety, depression, ADHD.
And that's all everybody's fault. It's all society's fault.
In middle school, she explored non-binary, bisexual, and lesbian identities. In high school, she identified as trans.
Oh, jeez, what a train wreck.
Pronouns or names while she worked through these issues in therapy. Despite this, staff used male pronouns and a new name.
You do know the doctors have said they're feeling their way along. They have no idea what they're doing.
Sex pronouns anyway. Were they considering her past trauma, her multiple mental health diagnoses, her social media addiction, her difficulty fitting in, and then losing her entire friend group? When the school determined to call my daughter a boy,
Hey, we got 2 people watching on Facebook. Welcome.
Solidifies a
over on the Truth Slinger X
and leads to medical
page.
transition.
Yeah.
Did they know that by taking cross-sex hormones that my daughter would become a lifelong medical patient? Did the teachers know that what these medical interventions
Oh, she's on our side.
experimental and the long-term effects are unknown? When the teachers called
Look at that. She pulled a switcheroo.
Of testosterone on a female body, did they know that the medical intervention that they were promoting would cause my child's body loss of fertility and loss of sexual function?
Wow.
Did the teachers who were green-lighting testosterone for my child know about the increased risk of high blood pressure, blood clots, strokes, and heart attacks? Did they know about the pelvic floor dysfunction that causes incontinence? Did they know about the cramping and the pelvic pain from testosterone?
Of course they knew.
Some women do have a hysterectomy. Teachers are amazing, but they are not doctors or colleges.
No.
Using preferred pronouns may feel compassionate, but it functions as a psychosocial intervention. Repeated messaging shapes beliefs, just as praising a child's intelligence builds confidence. Schools also impact consent and safety. Students instinctively know a boy is a boy. Telling students, especially girls, not to believe what they see can undermine girls' privacy and sense of security. Telling them to accept it is gaslighting. We all share the goal of happy, healthy children. I urge the board to prioritize parental rights. Thank you.
Nice. Very good job. We'll give that our own set of applause there.
Okay, thank you very much.
I guess they let clapping go on here.
Good evening, MSAD 60 School Board. My name is Shelby Hagan, and I currently reside in Sanford. I have been a music teacher for MSAD 60 for the past 3
Music teacher. Of course, you're really interested in gay people, aren't you?
With this being my first teaching position after I graduated from the Osher School of Music at the University of Southern Maine, I've been here for years. I've been attending school board meetings since the spring of my first year teaching in this district.
Hi, Lisa
I've
Marie.
observed on the sidelines what a functioning school board with healthy strife can look like. I've watched as tensions have risen, with January 8th meeting taking the cake. Audience members shouting and hissing at one another as if we do not have a desire for the same thing. A good education for the children of this district so they may become members of our society that contribute and care. That they will have the tools in their toolbox to create a life for themselves.
Oh, and you're going to give it to
Because
them.
of social media sensationalizing rhetoric and different members in and outside of our school community,
SEL will fix it, right?
stoking the fire, these meetings have become as productive as a Facebook comment section. When I talk about the children I teach,
Oh, wait till I show up.
I am laughing with joy and feeling an immense sense of pride. Your children, the children in this district, are incredible. When I'm asked what district I teach for, this brings about an altogether different feeling. I know that we could shift and push our blame around to others for what could be hours, if not days. This feels like a waste of time.
Insufferable
I have always
woke
been told
white
by
women
many
virtue
mentors
signaling away.
that it is so much better to bring your complaints to your boss with a solution, and I find this advice will fit our situation. My fear is that this district is about to start really bleeding. Teachers look exhausted walking into school.
What does that mean?
Morale is down. When you Google us, it is shameful. Our district is not going to pull or retain professionals that truly care about your children's education. Why would we want to work in a district where we are questioned, mocked, and not trusted?
Good, leave,
I
go
beg
away.
you
We don't
to
need you
please,
here.
everyone
Take your
here,
flags with you.
have these discussions with nuance. Recognize that not everything you see on social media pages already skewed to your political liking are accurate depictions of what is actually happening in our classrooms.
Bullshit. We know what's going
Stop
on.
attacking us. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, we don't believe you. We don't believe you at all. We know the pictures. We got the receipts, man. You guys are teaching communist shit over in Lincoln. Communist graphic novels. They fired the guy.
My name is Aaron. I'm a resident of Berwick. I'm a parent of 2 children that have or do attend Noble, along with having graduated here with myself. I decided to speak tonight after attending a scattering of meetings. I would normally not do this at all. This is not my thing. But I felt compelled to speak about a couple things. I want to start off with, I believe that ensuring our kids become good, upstanding members of society is of the utmost importance. Part of that is getting involved in things that are important to them, with an emphasis on local issues. I feel like the student who spoke at the last meeting.
I'm not working on the one Facebook channel. I am on the other.
Uncalled for.
I don't know why.
The way you spoke to him and the attitude you gave off were off-putting to me as an adult. I can't imagine being him myself. Seeing young people not only attend school board meetings, but stand up for something they believe in gives me hope that our youth will continue to get involved. I see people running uncontested, which shows me that people in my generation aren't involved as much as they should be. Kids are always going to push against boundaries. It's their nature. Every parent understands.
Sorry about those audio glitches,
So I'm not
guys.
sure why we are surprised that questions come up about things that are not black and white. Also, we are talking about gender instead of sex when where do the non-binary students fall? It's a gray area.
No,
we
it's
have
not.
to
There's no such thing as
plan our lives.
non-binary. You made it up.
Kids are gonna push. Next, I want to talk about what should be the most important topic at the school board, our children's education itself. Standardized testing scores is not being factored. We are failing.
Oh, I love it how they go, oh, don't, the standardized testing scores don't matter. We're failing in the whole needs of the child.
As much as their peers in their classes, and it breaks my heart. We moved back here from Georgia, and I brought my kids to Noble specifically because I graduated here, and I thought it was an amazing school. That was a big mistake on my part, and I am currently actively looking to move out of the district because my son has.
Well, I don't know why it won't log into the Facebook.
My last statement is I strongly believe that there needs to be an audit on how our money is being spent. I know we are getting yearly budgets, but a line by line item would be wise. I'm not against people getting raises, but 31.4% in 4 years for certain individuals while our schools are falling apart and we're having to shuffle grades around to accommodate them seems like a bad investment of my money. Thank you for letting me speak.
I just dumped everybody. The stream started over. I thought I was working on one of them, and it worked on all of them, and it dumped everybody and started over.
North Berwick, district parent and teacher. Thank you for hearing my input. There's not a teacher here who doesn't care about the safety and well-being of all of our school kiddos. We spend sleepless nights over this stuff, guys. I don't know of a teacher or admin.
I'm so mad.
Welcome and listen to parents that participate in the growth of our students. Everybody here wants the same thing: well-educated, well-rounded, and ready for our rapidly growing and changing world. There's a saying: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We do have things to fix around here, but not how the bathroom protocol works. My room has been right next to the bathroom for the last 5+ years, so I know. And I have never, ever heard of anybody feeling uncomfortable in the bathrooms due to other kids who are questioning their identity. Yes, we serve a
They've never heard it.
who question their identity, and these are typically the kids who feel uncomfortable in the bathrooms. Therefore, they choose the staff or single-stall restrooms. My reality is there's no issue, and the rest is rumor, speculation, and hypothesis. But if we go down the path of hypothesis, may I ask, who would be responsible for enforcing a new protocol?
Oh, we're going down the path of hypothesis, are we? Oh, shoot.
Those tasked with keeping it. If you change the way they operate, will you ask staff to deny students access to a bathroom where they don't look to belong? Who makes the judgment call and how? Are teachers open to lawsuits because we would be breaking Maine law?
There we go, sorry.
I'll summarize.
I'm having all sorts of
Until the conflict
problems.
between Maine law and federal law is resolved, I suggest keeping a level head and sticking to the current protocol. But speaking of things that do need fixing, the current operations of our board are disheartening. A heated exchange is taking place online, and these public but unofficial conversations give rise to rumors and worries. The online debate is unproductive, and it affects parents, staff, and students. I want to highlight the continuing impact. Here's a post titled "School Board Chaos, January 8th. It's not the only post I've seen, but this one is colorful. The post says that our failure goes, begin quote, all the way down the food chain that makes these leeches fat, full, and lazy. Of course, excluding some teachers who are still in this because they give a damn about kids. But the rest are fit to shovel shit, but for the shoddy sales pitches they spew to sit on their fat asses, end quote.
What?
People, really? This is just awful for us to come across. Can we please take it down a notch? Intentional or not, the rumor mill and the resultant chaos is a waste of time and a distraction from your work of government.
It's not a rumor mill.
I urge you to model a viable solution. Please refrain from the contentious online debate.
Yes,
Never
except
has
for
anyone
not Tim
participated in a
Bodner.
Facebook
Only on
brawl
True
come
Slinger
out
X.
enlightened.
I don't know
So
why. I
please,
can't
let's
connect.
prioritize real-life conversation.
And in the process of trying to reconnect, I dumped all the
Let's listen to each other so
streams.
we can find a way forward for the sake of our students and our district as a whole. Quit the drama and begin the work of responsible governance.
You quit the drama. These people, I tell you, man, you quit the drama. They're the ones that are responsible for all this drama. Boys are boys, girls are girls.
My name is Kate Grimes, and I'm a parent from Berwick. I am here to publicly...
Hi, I just wanted to let you know that you are going to be the last speaker at this part of public input. Okay. I see that we do have some up a number of people who are waiting in line. Hopefully, we'll be able to get to you at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Go ahead, Kate.
I am here to publicly lend support and gratitude to our teachers, educators, and support professionals within MSAD 60.
Bleh.
They are the ones who, aside from our students, have the most skin in the game. Unfortunately, they are also the ones being caught in the crosshairs of the divisive and harmful rhetoric being circulated. To the community, words like bullets ricochet and often come with collateral damage. We can disagree, but we have to start doing it in a more productive way. Demoralizing and disparaging the backbone of our school community is working against us finding any meaningful progress on achieving our common goals. The same people who claim that they are, quote, not here to knock down the teachers, or, quote, don't blame the teachers at all, are the same ones who claim, quote, the teachers fuel all of this too, not doing what they are paid to do. All while describing the schools as, quote, indoctrination camps, full of, quote, disgusting conditioning and grooming,
It's true.
alongside, quote, inflated grades and lower standards. Community members have also stated, quote, the teachers could give less of a crap and are too busy, quote, diagnosing students' mental capacity to worry about teaching.
Hey, Kate, glad you're
These
back.
are direct quotes taken from public social media pages. They pose distractions to the meaningful work we have entrusted these trained professionals to do. None of them are helping with recruitment, retention, or morale of our school staff, which is foundational to achieving meaningful gains in areas such as school performance, where so many are advocating for improvements. It is, in effect, cutting off your nose to spite your face. To the teachers and school staff, thank you for showing up day in and day out for our kids.
And holding the line against these evil parents.
Helping them reach their full potentials. This is no small feat. You are worth more than your weight in gold, and whether
You are
live or not,
heroes.
the majority of this community stands with you. I personally would like to
I dumped
apologize
Lisa
for what
Marie
you are
Johnson on
doing,
Facebook.
and also
Feel
thank
so
you
bad.
from the bottom of my heart for what you have done and continue to do for our children. Thank you.
These people are such virtue signalers, man. They're gross. Oh, they hate. All this hate. Spreading misinformation and rumors and it's not true. It's all true. It's all woke bullshit. You're an indoctrination machine.
Hey, can I make a motion real quick?
There you are.
I just want
Oh, it doesn't show on my numbers that you're there. Well, good.
okay,
I disconnected and reconnected. I was hoping it didn't screw everything up.
to prioritize our school district residents and employees for public comment, that we used the exact term prioritize in the final vote that we voted on. Can you just confirm that for me?
Employees should not be allowed during public comment. They should have a separate time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. They're staff. The gardener, they only allow 20 minutes. 10 people, 2 minutes each. And they fill the whole thing up with staff and their supporters.
Children of staff.
Okay,
And children of
so
staff.
Do you think
It's bullcrap.
that by the end of the meeting, we need to just, it's not that, we just need to prioritize.
See how I can talk without moving my lips? I have a degree in ventriloquism.
That language, can we,
Ventriloquism.
revote
Yeah, I
on
can
that?
throw my voice. Over here, over there, over there.
Correct.
I need to make up an animated fake me.
Yes.
Talking,
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I-
like Wolfie.
yeah, talking to Luke.
Better.
Yeah, better. I gotta make an animated
I don't think that we have
avatar.
I like that.
What do you think, Kate?
at this point.
So we're gonna have wind chill.
Revise that.
Okay.
Nancy.
Ally, it's only, oh, sorry. It's only for tonight. It's just the one night.
No, I totally understand. I just want to make sure that it's legally on the up and up. I'm pretty sure it is, but I think we might need to use the term prioritize. If we obviously.
It might be too late.
Yep. Okay, well, we can certainly
What the heck are they talking
look into
about?
that during the rest of the meeting and maybe circle back on it by the end.
Circle back. I hate that. Oh, I hate that.
So back to the minutes of January 8th, 2026. Do we have any changes or updates from members of the board who reviewed these notes?
Yeah, I need to make an animated GIF.
Ms. Janasek sent some to me, and I already updated those.
Wolfie, this live streamer,
Thank
has
you.
it move and respond to his voice. I'm
Do we
here.
have any other, Nancy?
Sometimes I get camera weary. I want to pick my nose or something, you know.
Oh my god.
I think it was just adding that I was remote in the attendance portion.
That lady needs to tie her shoe right there in the front row in the red. See it?
Oh, a correction on the name
right
of
there.
wrestler
She's going to
with her
trip.
win.
See? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Warning, danger.
February date,
Safety bear says, always tie your shoelaces.
Just that there is a change from the typical first and third Thursdays to February dates.
But that's how aware this person is. La, 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 la.
You're welcome.
There is no education. It's all indoctrination. They essentially groom and make social justice warriors, small little Marxists, and they activate when they go to college. It's exactly what happens. They send these kids in high school to these social justice weekends and all this shit, and they name them shit that you don't know what it is. It's all indoctrination.
Now we're going to move on to a policy revote, which was at the request of Director Sear. I believe that we have to have a motion to do this revote.
Now, I don't know if there's more comment. This might have been agenda items, and then the other one will be non-agenda items. I don't know.
CACAA, harassment and sexual harassment of students.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Would this be a good time to hear from our guests?
It never ceases to amaze me how entertaining these meetings can be because these people are just so dim. I mean, they're just useful idiots, a lot of them. They get up there and they read their little speeches that they copied off the internet somebody told them to say. It's pathetic. It's plastic. It's a plastic movement. Nobody can speak without going off a piece of paper.
So yes, I guess my question was, should this really just happen prior to say, like, we should have a conversation with the folks that you brought in prior to the actual revote? You know what I mean? It's like, let's do a list of agenda items where you brought forward your experts, and then we do our revote. So I would honestly, yeah, just hang tight on that revote.
There's going to be an expert they're going to let speak that came in and traveled from out of town.
From the two experts that Joshua Tabor has brought, and please remember you're limited to 5 minutes.
Here we go.
And I apologize, could you definitely restate who you are so I can say this?
Yes, absolutely. Members of the board, thank you for receiving this testimony. My name is Jamie Reed. I am a lifelong liberal, a lesbian, a gay rights advocate, and the co-executive director of the national nonprofit, the LGBT Courage Coalition. I hold a master's.
And you really
in
need to make
clinical
sure
research
kids can get gay
management,
too.
and I worked for 5 years inside of a pediatric gender medicine center.
Oh man.
I am now an international expert on gender identity policy and the rights of homosexuals and gender nonconforming youth.
It's all fake.
I'm here today because the ACAA policy before you does not simply address bullying. It is reshaping 2 civil rights categories in ways that directly affect vulnerable children. Your proposed policy is actually redefining sexual orientation to include gender identity, and Maine law does not do that. I will read from the direct section. The policy definition says, and I quote, "Sexual orientation means a person's actual or perceived heterosexuality, bisexuality, homosexuality, or gender identity and expression."
It's fake. It's all made up. Gender's not a thing.
It does not
La
do
la
what
la
your
la
policy is
la.
saying. The Maine Human Rights Act's definition is,
Maine
quote,
Human Rights Act is
"Sexual
wrong.
orientation means a person's actual or perceived heterosexuality, bisexuality, or homosexuality."
Don't care about how you feel.
The key point here is that gender identity is not part of the statutory definition of sexual orientation under Maine's law. When a school policy rewrites that definition, it is creating a collision between
she's
two distinct
coming at this
groups.
from an interesting. She's on
Homosexual
our side.
students, we often refer to children who are proto-gay, and gender identity claimants. And in this policy, the group using the word gender appears to be winning.
You're right,
That outcome
but she's coming at
undermines
it
the
from
hard-won lesbian and gay civil rights protections that my organization stands for. The policy also introduces gender identity rules without any legal definition of the word gender itself. That leaves no objective standard for enforcement, invites ideological interpretations, and
She's like
exposing
a-
your school to legal conflict.
Gays
Most
against
importantly,
groomers, you know
this
them.
policy is failing to recognize a well-established developmental reality. The majority of gender non-conforming children, when not taught that discomfort with stereotypes means that they were born in the wrong body, will grow up to be healthy and thriving gay and lesbian adults.
Right, they might be
like
gay
we
or
are.
lesbian. Just that's
When
the way they
schools
are. They're
introduce
square.
gender identity frameworks as the primary explanation
I was
for
wrong
gender
about this lady. I'm sorry, I didn't listen
they
long enough.
risk diverting homosexual development into unnecessary psychological and medical pathways. The policy also ignores known conflicts between gender identity rules and sex-based protections for women and girls, as well as parental rights and free speech. These are now issues you know that are under national litigation. You can protect your students from bullying without rewriting civil rights law and erasing sex-based protections or confusing gender nonconforming children about their bodies. We respectfully ask this board to vote no on this policy as it currently stands because we believe that it is causing a detrimental harm to gays, lesbians, and homosexuals. We believe that as this currently stands,
Let
it
them
also
be gay.
needs to be returned for revisions because there is a major
Shit, I mean-
definitional error.
They can
Your
stop being
actual
gay
error
later. They
does
can't
not
stop
line
being
up with
trans,
the main
right?
human rights definition.
Don't cut their
The other
peepees
key
off.
points that we actually had a number of lawyers review is that by not defining gender, you are also, neither the policy nor main human rights acts define gender itself. That gives no objective reference point and no clear standard for enforcement. We also know that this is in conflict with existing harassment standards. As I said, the speech and parental rights are not addressed. But just to reiterate, our broader cultural concern is for the homosexual community. We do believe as liberal homosexuals that you have a policy right now that is conflating and putting two groups at conflict and odds. As gays and
No, it's an
lesbians,
expert.
we urge you to take the time, bring this back to your law firm, and ask them to pull gender identity out of defining homosexuality so it does line up with Maine law. What you have right now does not follow Maine law, and you're opening yourself up to very clear lawsuits, especially from adult homosexuals.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. That was interesting. She did a switcheroo. I got fooled, Cade. But you know, she's talking about the existing policies, which is why it sounds crazy.
Thank you for hearing this testimony. My name is Lauren Legiri. I'm a lifelong liberal, a lifelong Democrat, and a gender nonconforming lesbian. I'm also the co-executive director of the national nonprofit, the LGBT Courage Coalition. I'm here because this particular policy speaks directly to children like I once was. As a girl, I did not conform to feminine stereotypes.
Oh, God.
I prefer boys' clothes, still do.
Oh boy.
I moved through the world differently than expected, but I was not born in the wrong body.
Right.
I simply grew up to be a lesbian, healthy, whole, and thriving. Many gender nonconforming children follow this same path when they are allowed to understand themselves without ideological pressure. This policy, however, collapses sexual orientation and gender identity into a single category. Maine law does not do this. That collapse creates a collision between two groups, homosexual students and gender identity claims. And in this policy, that group invoking gender is always prioritized. The result is that lesbian and gay civil rights protections become blurred, and gender nonconforming children are quietly recast.
Wow, guys.
Something they are
Facebook
not.
chat's blowing the hell up.
We know from decades of developmental research and lived experience that most gender nonconforming
There's 82
children,
people
if left
watching on
alone,
Facebook.
if not taught to hate their bodies, or taught
Not
that
on
their
our
bodies are
Facebook.
wrong, will grow up
On the
to be
school
gay
district.
or lesbian adults. Policies that present gender identity as the primary framework for these children
People are
risk
digging it.
redirecting them away from healthy acceptance of their sex and sexual orientation. This policy also introduces gender identity rules without defining gender, ignores sex-based protections for women and girls, and fails to address parental rights and free speech. These omissions are already producing legal conflicts across the country. You can protect every student from bullying and harassment without rewriting civil rights law or teaching children that their bodies are problems to be solved. We respectfully ask the board to vote no on this policy as written, return it for correction, and include explicit consideration for the protection of gender nonconforming children. Make no mistake, this policy, as currently written, does not protect same-sex attracted kids. Instead, this policy
Neuters them.
institutionalizes homophobic bullying and encourages same-sex attracted kids to reject their bodies and their sexualities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me? Am I possible to speak as a mental health expert of the LGBT community?
I'm sorry, according to our rules, you can speak during public input if you are a resident or a staff member.
Mental health, so I want to speak as a professional.
Okay, so we're going to go on to the revote on policy ACAA, harassment and sexual harassment of students.
I'll make a motion that
You can answer her question or what?
Sorry, guys, I'm making a post.
All right, we have a motion to revote on this policy ACAA.
I'll second that.
And we have a motion and a second. Do we have further discussion?
Can we get, is there any, do we know if there's any issues with the language that was, as was just suggested to us?
This is the language brought forward from the Drummond and Wilson. Yes. Yes.
So this is the language that was brought forward by our lawyers, Drummond and Woodson. They are educational experts and in Maine law. And that is the guidance that we acted upon. So,
I appreciate that Drummond and Woodson wrote this policy. They've written a lot of policies in Maine. Many of us see doctors for severe health concerns, concerns that would have a major impact on the way that we live our lives. I would hope that many of us in that situation would get a second opinion. And that's what you just heard tonight. You heard a second opinion on a policy that has significant impact in our district. I, for one, don't believe anyone should be bullied, harassed, made fun of in any way, shape, or form. Be made uncomfortable. How do you learn in an environment like that? This policy has major issues, and it should be sent back. You just heard tonight that there are parts of this policy that are being litigated across the U.S. now.
Yep.
Many of you, I heard last meeting and this meeting, you are concerned about being sued. Our district being sued, and us having to...
No, it's someone on the board,
well,
actually,
if you want to avoid lawsuits, then send this policy back. It's not that we wouldn't have the policy. Correct, the old ACAA would still remain in place until a new one is updated. Is that correct?
It would remain intact until a new one would be coming forward, but I'm going to also stress again that this policy, if we do not move ahead with this policy, that is also putting us in legal...
Yeah, we appreciate you sharing, liking, subscribing,
Human Rights.
all of that stuff.
It's not following the Maine Human Rights Act as it's written.
According to your experts, but we don't have that counter argument for you tonight because that was not afforded that opportunity tonight, Josh.
Okay.
You brought this forward yesterday.
Yeah.
So therefore, we're going to recommend to our board that you follow the policies that are in place that we voted on December 18th, and we're according to adopted by the board on December 18th. This is the policy that was brought forward that you voted on and was approved, and now we're re-voting on same policy. So we're gonna recommend that from the administration.
Yeah, it's clear I did not vote for this, but the board did. I understand. And there's a reconsideration by someone who did vote for it, and is why we're talking about it now. The information that was brought to, because people think, it's like you just wait for these moments, right? This review was made this weekend. This weekend. You know, it's not like there was long-term planning to undermine anything. I didn't reach out. So, and if you don't believe me, I mean, just ask them. They're in the audience. You can have a conversation with them. Right? So, the fact is that as it's written, there's a second opinion, just like we would do with any major decision in our lives. We'd get a second opinion, and that second opinion says that we should pause. That we should pause. We should send it back. We should get it right, and that's what I encourage this board to do. Pause, get it right.
I'm going to call for a vote right now. So all those in favor of the policy ACAA as was approved on December 18th.
Can you just review the motion, please? Repeat the motion that was made, that was made.
Yes.
I make a motion to vote on policy ACAA.
To approve this current policy. Is that the motion?
Yes.
Thank you.
So we are re-voting on the policy ACAA that was approved by the board on December 18th and requested a re-vote. So all those in favor of...
May I just clarify real quickly? So if we vote yes on a revote, that means we're redoing the vote over, not that we think that the revote is said and done. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, Lauren.
No, this is to approve the policy as it was voted last time. So if you voted yes last time and you wish to vote yes again, then vote yes now.
Thank you.
Okay, so all those in favor of
Yes.
approving policy ACAA? And opposed? And the policy passes.
Okay, we have a few other policies that we're going into. We're going into policy JKAA, which is use of physical restraint and seclusion. This is the second reading of this policy. The committee met earlier this week and went through those recommendations based upon...
Dude, what did they pass? I missed it. I was typing something. I am remiss.
Reviewed these policy updates with the state of Maine. So again, that's the second reading of that policy.
We left the
I believe Jen shared those with you.
Has everyone had the opportunity to review that policy? We have a motion to approve policy JKAA. And we have a motion and a second.
I don't have the policies in front of me, so I don't know what they are, guys. That's part of the problem.
All those in favor?
I was surprised that just went live. I didn't know this was going to be on. I didn't research it.
And all those opposed?
Forgive me. I'm so
And the
sorry.
motion passes.
The next policy is JKAAR, which are the procedures on physical restraint and seclusion. And again, this goes with policy JKAA. Just lays out the procedures in doing so.
Thanks for the tag there,
Do we
Katie.
have a motion to approve JKAA-R, procedures on physical restraint and seclusion? We have a motion to approve JKAA-R, and we have a second.
Chris Little said the policy just got
Policy
torched.
JKAA-R,
Yes.
and all those opposed? And the motion passes.
Yes, the next one is ACAA-R. The committee is sending this back to get some further information, so we're putting that on hold for a second read. So then we go on to ACAB-R. That is employee discrimination, harassment in Title IX, sexual harassment, complaint procedures. And then this is a reading. What we needed to do in this policy when we met on Tuesday was we needed to make a decision between business days and calendar days, and the committee made them recommendation to make it business days instead of calendar days, so that was changed in the policy. And we changed some timelines from 20 days, from 40 days down to 20 days. So those were the modifications to that policy.
I make a motion to pass. We have a motion.
You don't have the
and a second to
RSU
pass,
60 agenda, do you?
ACAB-R, employee discrimination and harassment.
I don't have the policies in front of me anyway, though.
In favor of the policy approval? All those opposed?
Yeah.
Just
Three opposed.
Board policy.
Motion passes. And motion passes.
The last one was JLCD, and that was administering medication to students, and we're holding on that policy as well. We are checking some language about time outside of school and care outside of school hours. So we're bringing that back to the committee next week.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is a financial summary for December 2025.
You should all have a copy of the financial summary.
So you can see we are reporting for December. We're halfway through the fiscal year. We're 40% through the school year. Our revenues are at 50%, and we have approximately 11% remaining that's unencumbered. I'm not sure if you have any questions for me.
All right, we're on agenda item number 8. Financial summary. December 2025, right? Oh, 6, I can't see it. It's not turned enough.
Thank you.
Public input is 11, and then they're going to adjourn. So it's the last thing. Public comment's the last thing.
We're still working to get
So stick with us.
Thank you, Denise. Our next agenda item is
7.
CSS Consulting.
I hate consulting firms. I hate NGOs.
Just a quick update on CSF Consulting.
That's the way they do the shell game.
Before we had resignation or termination.
Half these people on boards have consulting firms.
On January 19th. So there have been some questions about how much work was done between December 4th and January 19th. We wanted to kind of run through that. We also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the information that has been asked a few times. So since
This audio is terrible. Keeps cutting in and out. Plus, it's like echoey.
No further work has been done. So the
And the microphone is like all the way over on the side of the thing, right next to some lady who's a violent clapper.
Of that 29 days, so 17 days are left in the contract. 10,500 was in the regular budget, 7,500 was in the local entitlement grant, and 7,500 was in the pre-K grant. So that is how much is remaining right now. I think that was the big question for everybody, as far as what work was done and how much of the remaining contract fees do we have. So all of that is yes.
What did she actually do in that time? Right?
Nothing. When we paused the contract, nothing occurred.
Okay, so we're paying her.
We did not pay her. She were all paid up. We have 10,500 left in regular budget, an additional 7,500 in local entitlement, an additional.
God, man, you start saying numbers and dollar signs. It's like, I mean, I used to do like 6-page math problems, integrate problems, but man, you put dollar signs in front of them because you were counting and stuff. I just go to sleep. I hate budget shit. Boring.
No employment updates to present at this time.
And then we'll go to the superintendent. What?
Lauren's trying out.
Lauren?
I was just wondering, can you email those numbers to the board, please?
Yes.
What did she say? I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes, I sent that out Sunday, I believe. I can resend it to you if you need it.
you.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee.
Thank you.
And now moving along to the next section. Sorry.
On these questions that I, thank you. On the questions that I
I'll be right back.
information, are we going to address those, or are we just going to?
We provided that information via written
I
document.
said, yeah, I have.
Okay.
Can you tell me who wrote up the answers?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
So, do you want to explain some of them for me, or you just?
We certainly can if you have questions about those.
Well, I do, because I did ask for, let's see. One of my biggest concerns, and kind of a moot point, but I'm still kind of curious about it, is the reading scores kept going down while we had Carrie Thurston as a consultant, or CSS consulting as a consultant. Why did we continue to support her?
We can present some of those scores to you right now through the main through year assessment. We can go through that because they don't really, there are some dips. We had some COVID. We can go through that. We presented this several times, but we will go through that again right now with you. And so Dr. Swigert.
I was just asked to present pertaining to one of the questions you had in terms of the K2, the impact of the programming and the consultant's work on data, and it was specific to K2 and K5. So our K5 students take a lot of assessments in literacy. And just thinking about a way to kind of simplify this, and we have talked about a variety of our assessments multiple times, I thought, so what would be the best data point to say that the K2 programming or the work that this person had done had been impactful? And I think going to the end game, which is how well is it preparing our 3rd through 5th graders in meeting our state assessment and making sure that they're reading on grade level. So that's the one simple piece of data that I brought today, and I don't know how to project on here, but I have a copy for each of you, and I will talk through it a little bit, and then we can link it on. Yes. So our elementary students take a lot of assessments, and I think our elementary teachers can attest to that. But what you're looking at now is just a table, and again, kind of in the context of the consultant. I was able to, we all know that the state assessment has changed various times, but I was able to get some old Empower Me data, which was the state assessment right when the consultant started. And our K2 students don't take the state assessment, so the hope is that what they're getting in their programming and building those foundational skills ensures that our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders are doing what they can. So you'll see in 2017 and 18 and 18, 19 during the old iteration of the Empower Me, we were averaging in the 50s and 60s percentage of students in those grades meeting grade level expectation. And then that person was there working those years. Unfortunately, I'm thinking of the words like disruption and chaos, and COVID completely wreaked havoc on all the programming and systems that we had in place. So this person and these initiatives were there for a few years, and then, March of 2020 occurred, and our students were sent home, and they learned remotely. So the impact that COVID had for a few years was detrimental to teaching and learning and all of the things that we had going in place. So it was a huge road bump in everything that we were doing. In 2021, when we came back, we were back hybrid. So we were shortened week, shortened days, we were distancing, we were masking. We had close to 300 students whose families still chose that year to keep them home remotely. So they were not in our schools at all, K-5. That's almost the size of one of our elementary schools, right? So a large population of students. Again, so programming was just obviously not the same. We were adjusting and just all adapting to this new normal. In 21-22, and then the state assessment was obviously canceled in 19-20. In 2021 and 21-22, the state made an emergency move, and they administered the NWA MAP growth assessment, which is very different. It is norm referenced versus our criterion referenced state assessments that we have had and have now. And if you go on to the DOE website, like many of you have, to look at our assessment data, there is a note from the DOE that the achievement levels from the norm referenced MAP growth assessment used in 21 and 22 cannot be compared to the achievement levels from the criterion reference summative portion of our current state assessment. So it might, when you're on there, it looks like there's a big drop in 23, but those 21, 22 scores were quite different, and the state also used a standard deviation. So they used a RIT score, and they applied a standard deviation. So there was a larger span of students who met state expectation those years. I just think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the impact of those few years on that person's work, on all of our work, on all of our programming. Then we're into 22, 23, and I think you'll see, you could go across grade level, you could follow diagonal to cohorts. There's some definite positive trends in the past few years. I highlighted some of the years and grades in green because I think, if I'm correct, the district goal or the board's goal by 2026 is 75%. And we're getting very close to those in some of those grades, a lot of 70s, 69, pretty close. So I think this just is a simple way of showing we have seen some positive growth, and we're hoping that the past 3 years will continue to grow and meet our goals. So this is just one example of many that shows some of the positive impacts of our K-2 programming in preparing our 3-5 students to take our state assessment.
According to the numbers, the rate of increase, I figured it out a long time ago, but I think we're looking at 20 years before we get 85%, maybe. The science of reading research says that we should have 90% of our kids reading at grade level. Research supports that. I am very concerned, I've said it for 2 years, and I'm going to continue saying it, that
Nancy, could you pull the mic over a little?
Oh, yes, thank you. So the science of reading, research-based, 50 years of research, tells us that, actually it tells us that 95% of students can learn to read proficiently when taught a curriculum based on the science of reading.
Yes. And
do we use a curriculum or program based on the science of reading?
So the science of reading is not a program or a curriculum, it's a body of research that informs.
We have a curriculum based on the science of reading.
So yes, when this consultant came with her, she actually was the one who started us transitioning to this. Let me step back a little. Before COVID, and I would say the majority of school districts across the country were still heavily entrenched in balanced literacy. Then COVID occurred. The science of reading has been around for decades, but not until the fall of 2022, when Emily Hanford's report came out, Sold a Story, did the media get a hold of it, and so did the educators. So while the science of reading has been around for decades, it wasn't until the
fall of 2022 that districts and educators and curriculum directors and colleges started to really get a hold of it. So in 2022...
You're talking the state of Maine, because New Hampshire's, Rochester was using science of reading back 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm sure there are pockets of it, and I'm sure some balanced literacy was well. The research from the science of reading to that, and we've been slowly making our way to moving in that direction, and especially after COVID, when teachers were back, we weren't going to, across the state, reviews were slowed down, our elementary teachers were still navigating a new math program, so this was always coming, and slowly new resources were added, and we're excited for the future.
Sounds good. Do we have a plan to install dibbles back or stars?
Yes, we are actually one of the programs that we had a presentation on. They have a dibbles component, and I asked if we could pilot it this year for winter in a couple classrooms in the spring, so we can dip our toes into it and compare it to what we have. And when we move forward with the new program, we will definitely be moving forward with new assessments as well.
So we'll have some kind of assessment for biological awareness, responses, work, we'll see all of the dibbles components.
Yes, we do now too. But
what are we using now?
So right now, I have to hit the list up. And elementary principals, if I forget anything, feel free to jump in. So we have the press phonemic awareness inventory that assesses students on isolated sound, segmenting, blending, and sound manipulation. The RAS is there for students who are red flagged for possible deficiencies in that area, for further looking at dyslexia. We have the quick phonics screener and a variety of other things. So.
Welcome. We got 3 people watching on YouTube.
No kidding.
Yeah, and you know what? That's great. I mean, school boards generally are very exciting. It's like, hey, come on, guys, let's watch a school board meeting. Come on.
Highly researched, extremely well respected, very accurate with its results. Would you say those assessments that the district are using are just as good as Dibbles?
I would say, yes, they are research backed. They're not necessarily standardized in the way that Dibbles are, but criterion reference, diagnostic, supported by research. Yes.
RAS is a standardized test, but the quick phonics screener, that's not that's just a...
Yeah, I didn't say that it was standardized. I said they were research backed and diagnostic, criterion referenced.
Quick phonics screener? I thought that was just an informal assessment.
I could go back and ask our consultant again where she found her evidence, but...
You're talking about the CLI
yes.
consultant?
Yes. Okay. And actually, if you look at it, it does a lot of the same things that Dibbles does.
The quick phonics screener does 20...
And Dibbles is more of a screener, so it's going to tell you who, but it's not going to tell you necessarily what to do. So it's important to have a variety of assessments.
The quick phonics screener has 20 letter identification, 20 sound identification, 20 nonsense word identifications, and if you go...
God, that sound cutting in and out is so annoying.
That doesn't give a lot of information.
Kitty?
No. Just
Oh, we're up to 35 views on X. Wow. It's amazing.
Get away.
Yeah, it's appropriate to ask this question, but I know that you guys are doing the literacy curriculum review.
Yeah.
Is it possible to get, I know that you guys heard, I think you got, there was several yesterday.
Yeah.
That listened to. Is it possible to get some names of curriculums that you're considering to the board? Like,
yes, I can send you. Yeah, and this is just, and even the ones we were listening to, I mean, it's exciting, it's overwhelming.
Hey, did you guys hear the news today?
There might be some more that we also...
Maine is on the hook for $28 million because they, whoopsie, didn't do all the paperwork and stuff right.
Okay.
Yeah. More misappropriation of funds and stuff. Whoops. $28 million. Pay it back. Pay it back. I told them.
More tax.
We went to these school board meetings and said, you better be careful.
Assessment. Can you compare?
They're going to ask for the money back.
For us?
I can compare them in that they're both criterion referenced and supposed to assess grade level standards, grade level proficiency. Empower Me had a writing component back in the day.
And Main through Year does not have a writing component?
No.
The Main through Year assessment has some of their assessment is grade level,
yes,
right?
yeah.
But not the full assessment?
Correct.
The number of questions that are grade level, are they the same in the Empower Main versus the Main through Year assessment?
That I do not know. I was not in this role when the Empower Me was given, so.
So I guess my one thought is it's really hard to compare the numbers, right? With the Empower Main saying that, we're in the 56 as a low to a high of 65, and then compare the same Main through Year assessment, a low of 59 to a high of 73, and to say that these assessments, hey, we went through COVID and the numbers went up, they're different assessments, and I think it's really dangerous to assume that. The other thing is I recognize that the consultant was working for a number of years, CSS Consulting, and they would have worked with 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, correct?
Yeah, the question though that was asked was rooted in the K2, K5 context, so that's all.
Is it okay? I mean,
yeah.
But those numbers would matter, right? I mean,
yes, and you've all seen them. I show them every year, so yeah.
I just think that this shows a certain picture, but not the full picture. I guess it's my point.
I guess it's just the picture I was asked. So yeah,
Well,
and we're excited for the spring. Yeah,
we will. We're moving forward.
They're always excited, School board people are always excited about the next thing. They're excited about the future.
We're sharing with you truly some positive things, but we always have work to do, Josh, and there's no question about that. So
I know, I see that, but I'm thinking of these 40% of our kids who are not grade level reading, and they should be. Do we not recognize that we have 30% of our student population who should be reading on grade level who aren't and haven't been for 7, 8 years on that strategy?
It's a board member chewing some ass.
That's important too. I know we're progressing. I get it. We are progressing. We're trying to get there. I applaud that. I do applaud that.
Wow.
I also recognize that we should have been there years ago.
thank you for acknowledging that there is progress though, Josh, because that's not something we've been hearing. So the reality is that we
Oh my God.
hear what you're saying. We need to move forward. There's a lot of, in terms of the 30 to 40%, we feel as I guess heartfelt about it as you do, but there's also a lot of questions about what's the best avenue for it, and we're going to move forward with it. And Shannon has been in front of this board 7 at least times, and honestly, you're asking the same questions over and over, so I think it's time to try to move forward and find the best fit. You've also asked several times about an assessment. You've been looking for a specific assessment, and I'm not sure how to find that for you. But the DIBELS is something that we've done in the past. I think that our teachers and our administrators could probably speak to that.
Man, the posting has dropped off on this school board meeting. I don't know what the hell's going on, man.
That's just the
On
reality
Facebook,
of more testing in schools, and we can
it's down to
address
47 people. It's dropped way off. People getting tired.
Yeah. Right? It's about good testing.
That's why they put the public comment at the end, deliberately.
Is it true that Maine State is looking at a new test, and they want to eliminate the Maine 3-year assessment and want to do a new test?
Go eliminate the testing.
I read it in the Maine DOE, and maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Really, I know they have to put it out for contract every so years, but the message I heard was they assumed it was continuing, so now they had to open up the contract.
Thank you for the clarification of that. My thing is look at the last decade, 20 years of Maine assessments. They've always changed. Always. Yeah. And I would love for this district just to pick one assessment and say, you know what? Regardless of what Maine does, we're always going to do this. So that we actually have longitudinal data and we can watch it year after year after year, and we can see what we are doing irrespective of the state. I think that would be a wonderful thing to do.
you know, but we keep hitching our wagon to the state, and then the state doesn't do testing or changes the test, and then we can't compare. And we're always like, wow, they changed the state, we really can't compare them, they're not the same. Like, boy, wouldn't it be great just to have the state
I'm not real
one,
familiar with this
right?
school
Be able
board,
to
guys.
compare. I think that would be great. No test is perfect, I agree with you, Sue. There isn't a perfect test.
They just
So let's
hate
pick
testing.
a
They
good
don't want to be
one and
accountable
stick with
for
it.
anybody to anything.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, just a few highlights. The first one is that Noble Athletics has launched their new website. So it also has a companion with a phone app and some marketing tools. So that's been really exciting. We congratulate Noble High School pianist Nicholas Terrio, who was selected to rehearse and perform with the All-State Jazz Combo this past weekend. This recognition places Nicholas among the top high school jazz pianists in Maine and reflects a high level of musicianship and dedication. Noble Intermediate School recently introduced its new mini mascot, Steve the Squire, whose name was chosen by students through a collaborative voting process. Steve has already begun making appearances in classrooms and spotlight learning in action, including recent visits to fifth grade science lessons focused on chemical reactions and engineering challenges. Let's see. We send out our congratulations to Kevin Gray, Noble wrestling coach, on being recognized as an AEA Institute 2025 Coach of the Year. The AEA Institute is a national organization focused on excellence in athletic leadership and education, and earning Coach of the Year reflects a sustained commitment to professional growth and a high level of impact on student athletes. Let's see. Finally, we just finished our midterms up here at the high school level, and we're beginning the application process for any students who are interested in joining Sanford Regional Technical Center. So those are some of our most recent updates.
Thank you, Superintendent. Now we move on to other business. Do any of the board members have other business they'd like to introduce?
Kate, I have something for you if you don't mind. Having voted on the prevailing side of the public comment vote, I would like to move to reconsider our actions in order to clarify the parameters and be transparent. As it's an active agenda item and I just have some legal concerns, I would like us to allow the courtesy to consider doing that prior to the second public comment.
I'm sorry, you're asking now for a revote on that motion?
Yes, I have concerns about the legality, and I want to either default to the First Amendment and renege the vote, or change the language to prioritize district residents and MSAT 60 staff without restricting out-of-town residents.
Okay.
I'm not sure that you can because you voted on the prevailing side, so I don't think you can make that motion.
That's how you got ACAA on tonight.
Because I voted prevailing side.
Oh, sorry. I said it wrong, but my meaning is you voted against it, right? And
no,
it passed.
because on the prevailing side, I'm making the same motion.
Okay. I misunderstood. My apologies.
All right. So yeah. So I would like to, I think it just behooves the board to reconsider that before second public comment.
Nancy.
Could Alan give us some information on where she's getting her legal opinion on this, just so we know?
Yeah, Ally, do you want to cite your concerns?
Yes, so I've seen similar, I know we have some enthusiastic guests in our audience that have been to other districts, and I've just seen litigation presented to other districts who may use that language to prevent completely other towns people from speaking. So I just want to be very careful right now, since we don't have Connor with us. I think we should reconsider that before second public comment, so we're not in any possible violation.
Josh?
In our policy BEDH, which is public participation at board meetings, our chair, it's letter E, it says the chairperson will decide whether a statement is appropriate for public input. The chairperson has the power to withdraw recognition of a speaker if the chairperson determines a statement is inappropriate for public input. So the power vests with our chair. If anyone comes to the mic and decides to be inappropriate or whatever it is, the chair can revoke that right and can end the discussion right there. So it is currently in our policy, and I just say follow it.
Okay, so do we all support a revote just to make sure that we're staying compliant? We stay with the current policy that Kate, you're able to act in your discretion?
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, Ally.
Why do we need to vote about a policy that's in place?
Because we had already voted in that we're restricting people for tonight, so I don't want that to be on our record at all before the second public comment.
I understand what you're saying.
I would support that language adjustment.
I believe that there's potentially folks in the audience that would like to speak, and if we limit to non-residents, to residents, that there would be concern about litigation. So it is up to the board's discretion. If you'd like to revert back for second public input to the board policy as it stands, which allows Kate as board chair to allow non-residents to speak if we feel we have the time and energy, right? Or we stick to the beginning, which we stated we were limiting public input to residents or NCD 60 staff only. So the board, I think, can discuss that and decide whether or not that's what they would like to do.
You did have a motion that passed, so you did have a motion on the table that's in effect. So I think there has to be some kind of a rescinding.
Or you have added an agenda. You could add an agenda item to say that you would like to open up public input to typical policy.
Can I just point of clarification?
Yeah.
Every person that spoke during public session in the beginning was a resident of our district, correct? And those residents have the right to speak what they want to speak so long as it applies and is appropriate to the board, correct?
Yes.
So we didn't violate anything, is that correct?
We did not.
Okay, thank you.
Nope, I don't think that's an issue currently at all. Okay. I think it's a potential future issue.
Okay, so Ally, I believe that you're going to need to make a motion to revert to policy BEDH as written to allow for second public
for the second public input.
Thank you. I would like to make a motion to revert to the original BEDH policy for second public input.
Do we have a second for that?
Yikes. BEDH is public comment policy.
Do we know what, I'm sorry, do we know if this is,
Sorry about that.
if we are legally bound to?
That's what happens when you don't have a producer.
I don't feel confident that we know that, so I would really recommend we revert to the original. I would really recommend that.
Anybody
I think that's the original. We have Kate, if she wants to keep somebody from presenting from out of district, then she is more than capable of doing that.
They're trying to argue to keep Nick from talking because he's outside the district.
Okay.
Probably Nick.
So
It's probably because of
we
Nick
have
Blanchard, don't you think?
questions about legality, I would like to revert to the original policy BEDH, which we've operated on for years and years.
What the hell?
Go back to having the discretion of Kate on.
What, did the air conditioner kick on?
The policy allows for, if we're reverting, if I'm understanding this correctly, you want to revert back to policy, BEDH, which already allows people to speak out of district if Kate gives them permission. And isn't that?
Is it because there was a motion that was approved by the board early on to only have district residents speak, so.
So now
Got
it's
it.
open
All
to
right.
anybody
I
to.
see.
Yeah, so I would second that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion to revert to policy 58. It's been seconded. All those in favor?
Yes.
All those opposed?
No, that's okay.
And the motion passes.
The way they word these things, man,
As chairperson,
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell they're voting
could you
to
review
do.
B and D in that policy and make sure that it is enforced? Section B and section D of that policy,
Yes.
where when we have impolite people, no matter whether they're residents or non-residents, we shut them down.
I'm sorry, should we understand?
Can you read the?
So part B of the policy is that public input must be expressed politely and respectfully, focused on issues and not personalized. Sources may be required for numerical and other claims. And then D is when recognized by the chairperson, the speaker will stand, give their name, and state their reason for speaking. The recognized person will then have 3 minutes in which to make the statement to the board. The statement must be factual, to the best knowledge of the speaker, to the point, delivered in an orderly and respectful manner, and the board will not debate with the speaker.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we will proceed now to others.
That was just hashing out how it's going to go.
Wow.
It's just crazy.
It's not so, can you guys hear me? I feel like I can't. It's not so much a reintroduction, but can we have sort of an update about transportation? And the only reason I ask is because I did have a teacher reach out concerned that she has a student who's missed a week of school and they're falling behind. And I did ask Kate the appropriate time, and this was what she said. Okay.
So just a quick update on transportation. We have about 30 routes that we typically run. We have 6 drivers that are currently ill, so we are down quite a few drivers. We have managed to patch things together so that there are 3.5 runs that are uncovered. And when those cancellations go out, has been most recently, we did this in the fall because if you remember correctly, we had 2 of the Berwick buses that were out for a play at the time. So what we started to do on those cancellations is say, if you are, this is a hardship for you to get to school,
There's a box
or
building.
have your child come to school, please call the school or the transportation
You're not good
office.
for
The cats are playing in the box.
Possibly can
Is there
to
trash?
pick up your student.
No, I don't think
And we've
so.
had administrators and staff picking up students.
Maybe some of the stuff in the car.
If there's an ability to do a group stop in conjunction with another bus, we're working on that, and we've done that. We do not currently have any flex drivers; those are like sub drivers. So those are 2 vacant positions that we still need, and we still have the advertisement out. So and what we're doing is we are certainly looking at those runs that have had to cancel quite a bit, and we're trying to put drivers from other runs into those runs to balance it out a little. We are aware that it has been a hardship for families. We absolutely understand that, and that's why we're trying to make those accommodations as best we can. I don't think it's a bad idea to have this on the agenda, probably at the beginning of February, just to have maybe Leanne come in as our Director of Transportation, just to talk about some of the challenges and some of the other ways that we can go about, trying to solve that. As you know, we've had advertisements for bus drivers out for a very long time. We continue to do that. We will continue to do that. But it is definitely an issue and a problem, and we all recognize that and are very concerned about that. So, yeah. Yes.
And thank you for the update, I appreciate that. For students that are not showing up for an extended time, is there somebody responsible for sort of following up with those families just in case they didn't see the text or they're not checking their email or seeing?
If parents or family members don't call a student out absent, the calls go out to those families from either the nurse or the school office. Somebody in school makes contact with those families.
Are there opportunities for parents to volunteer to help transport kids who may not have other means of transportation.
There's always that option, yes.
Can we also look into, so vans, if we had some small vans that would not require a CDL?
We're using those, and we will continue to look at those, and budgetarily as well.
I have just a quick note. We don't have any students currently. They've all been off. If there is an issue where they don't have a ride, they have an option for someone to get them to school every day. We've talked about that, right?
We have talked about that, and that's what I was just referring to in the cancellation. We're putting that in there.
Okay, sorry, you cut out a little bit, so I just wanted to make sure that it was going out for options for people. Thank you.
Yes.
And can I add to that? I think I had said it previously in the year, and granted I'm only seeing screenshots, so maybe I'm not seeing the full screenshot, but I really appreciate the verbiage that I've seen. Please reach out if people need help. But can we pretty please put the phone number directly in there so people don't have to then look up a phone number and do it? Like they can just click the message they get to call if they need help. Is that possible?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay, I just the easier if we can make things for families in these situations. I think we need to step up and make sure we're doing that.
Sure. Okay. And then at our next meeting, I think it's February 4th or 5th, we'll have the Director of Transportation in to talk through some of this.
I also just want to bring up because we know attendance is directly related to test scores and academic performance. At what point are we considering, I mean, these are unexcused absences, I would imagine, if they're not taking advantage of those alternative rides to school, correct?
If they're not, say that again, if they're not taking advantage of getting in a different way, are they unexcused?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so at what point does that become truancy if you're consistently not taking advantage of those options?
We have to follow the truancy.
Well, we're going to get that public comment any minute now. They deliberately put it at the end so that people get tired and they tune out. Everybody goes home.
All right, is there any other business that the board?
These meetings are hostile to public comment. That's the way they're designed.
I was hoping to get on the next agenda on facilities.
Robert's rules.
We just had a facilities workshop, and that was just like a.
Oh, let's consult the parliamentarian. What does he say?
If we are
Oh, the parliamentarian.
we need to get that on the ballot, and I think the ballot's coming in June, and we have steps that we have to take. And unfortunately, I think we just have to make a decision on whether we're going to continue.
Parliamentarian looks it up on Google. Well, I don't know. What does Google say? It's crazy. Oh, yeah. It's a joke.
Wow. Add that so we can have a discussion. I know we've been going back and forth and just talking about money, but I know that the budget, that question has to be on the ballot.
Well, thanks for enduring this painful time with us. If you're watching, just tuning in. It's going to get interesting here. I promise you. Public comment tonight. It's going to be spicy. They're arguing over who's allowed to talk. So, you know it's going to be good.
That's something that is doable for next.
I'm here.
It's not for me, and I
I'll
really
quit hiding in a
because I'm on
minute.
vacation, but I really want to be at that meeting, so if possible, but I'm not going to be difficult about it.
I would prefer that it's the second meeting in February as well.
So the 2nd February. Okay. Yes, so a 6 o'clock workshop, the 2nd February. Okay, we'll send that out tomorrow, just to, yeah.
So we're half streaming to Facebook tonight.
No, I think the 2nd February meeting.
Streaming on True Slinger X, but not on the Timothy Bodner channel.
And how does that work? How does
We'll get that
play
fixed
into the
tomorrow.
budget schedule? Does that like conflict with
Something weird.
starting that? Like,
Probably nothing a
say
reboot
that we
won't
need to look
fix.
at having a meeting the 2nd week of February, a standalone meeting or something like that?
When in doubt, reboot. Always. That's the standard IT answer when my wife says, it won't work. Just reboot it, honey. Did you try turning it on and off yet?
Could anybody?
Works every time.
For just facilities?
Yes. Can I ask that if we're having meetings on off weeks, that they not be just more work?
Could they make this sound any worse?
Yeah, right.
Like put it underwater, you know, or something.
Nancy, does that work?
It's just horrible.
Okay.
Maybe in a bathroom someplace, you know, put the microphone in a
So
bathroom.
February 12th? Does 6 to 7 work for facilities workshop? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other new business that the board?
Yeah, I like that whole stage thing. You know, the board can look down on people. It's great.
Okay, so we're going to move into our second public input per policy PEDH. We're going to prioritize members of the communities of Lebanon, Berwick, and North Berwick, and the staff of MSA 60. So, if you have time, this is a 21-minute public input session. If we have time at the end, those outside the district will be able to contribute their comments.
My name is Shuri. I grew up in this district. I have a house now in North Berwick. I am talking tonight because I'm really concerned about the First Amendment violations that I saw last week, or last meeting, and the ones that were attended at this meeting. If you accept federal funds, you have to let people speak. I'm glad that you changed the wording to prioritizing, but I'm just wondering, is there a policy for when somebody is kicked out? Because at the last meeting, in my opinion, somebody was speaking, somebody else came and interrupted and disturbed it, somebody else came and disturbed that, and the only people that were asked to leave was the first person, and the person who was speaking, who wasn't even part of the disturbance, is somebody else completely. And to that person's character, as soon as it was pointed out that they were the one causing the disturbance, they immediately left. But the other person, who I can understand what they were doing, they were removing these wine glasses, was never asked to leave, and they caused just as much of a disturbance as the other person did. And I would just like to know, is there a policy for removing people besides just if Kate feels like they're being rude?
Currently, it falls to the board chair to make that decision in the moment.
Okay. This is a business meeting that we conduct on behalf of the citizens of our community. And if someone is in here creating a disturbance so that we can't get to the business of the meeting, I feel it's my prerogative and my duty to have those people removed from them.
Sure, absolutely. And one of the people who was causing a disturbance was removed. The other person was not removed, and there was a person who was just speaking. He never moved from behind the podium. You know, I may not agree with what he has to say, but I do agree that he has the First Amendment right, just like everybody here has the right to free speech. It doesn't matter if they agree with you or not. And so I just feel like there needs to be a better policy. If we're going to call the police in to remove somebody, the meeting should be stopped. It should be said why the police are there to remove somebody. And, it shouldn't be just one person deciding. Like, honestly, I just... just one person deciding. Like, honestly,
There we go.
Did you make that last
just one person deciding, like, honestly, I 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 just
I don't know what's going on, guys. Facebook feed died. I keep refreshing it. It's not coming back. I don't know. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. My internet okay? Everything else seems to be working. Hang on. I don't know. Weird. Stop. Quit messing around over there. I don't know.
You may have seen the recent viral video of a...
Yeah, YouTube's working. The YouTuber is working. Go back to Facebook. Please pick up the stream again. There we go. We're back. What'd they do? Take a recess for public comment?
Bring that down here, Al.
They must be taking a recess. Because I know they didn't have public comment yet. All right, so big arguments tonight about who's allowed to speak, whether they're going to let people from out of town speak. I guess Nick Blanchard is there, Corn Pop. I don't know who else is there. We're streaming. There's a couple of people watching. 2 people on the YouTube. No idea if anybody's watching on Rumble. If you are, welcome. I do see the chat, so leave a holler. Let us know you're here. If you want to, if you're not too shy. Facebook doesn't show anybody, but Lisa was hanging out with us earlier. But she might have got tired. Facebook people are older, right? We're boomers and late Gen Xers. We get tired. We go to sleep. I used to stream all the riots in 2020, and won't do that anymore because We can't stay up late enough. And plus, it's noisy. It's a racket. They're banging pots and pans. It's obnoxious. It's horrible. I don't know. I don't think he's. No, he's not. He's not. Shouldn't be. He shouldn't be blocked. Stop. I'm gonna put her back away. Yeah, no more. Go, come on. Go. We'll go get the chicken.
Oh, cool. Kitty. Break.
Hey, they finally didn't get eaten.
Yeah. What's going on?
Lots is going on. What's going on? Maybe what's going on. Fine. Oh, everything's going on in this house. Hey.
Hey.
Don't eat my coat. Better move my coat.
Yeah.
I don't trust as far as I can throw you. Stop. Chaos and mayhem here. Pet Central. Do. Boink.
We go way back.
Boy looked good on the mat. I got some awesome pictures. Me and my dad were going to take pictures of me today.
He was so excited he got a chance to run
Well, he got to feel a taste of that environment. So that's awesome.
I was like, I'm so proud that he didn't give up. He didn't like. I can tell you he was a little tired.
Oh yeah.
But I was like,
I think when you're here, because they're so they wrestle so much. They travel wrestle so much. I think it's cool. They didn't, you know, when it's we don't need to win this one. Like coaching competition too. I can start tonight. They'll kill it. Whatever. But I can take this new guy and give him this experience. I can coach for him and let him do that. Oh my God. And then the one for him.
I will say, like, he was trying to oh my God, they have helped him so much. And like fixing his helmet over his brace in the right area. It would come down and would wind him, and they were fixing it because we helped him so much. Wrestling's kind of out of my wheelhouse. It's a whole new experience.
Yep. Oh, he's a little early. We have a great club, so strength of the team is although he's last week now, one day if he sticks with it, he'll be the guy. Some way, they remember the so
was a really big deal. Oh my God. That was a, yeah. I mean, like, yeah.
That's the line right there to speak, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people deep, I think, right now. There was a group coming to speak tonight, but we're anticipating that they are going to not allow people from the district to speak. So if that happens, we have people that are going to be speaking on their behalf. It's supposed to start at 7 o'clock. We're still just waiting. I don't know what we're waiting for, but it's supposed to start at 7. Like 50 people.
That place was rough. I called him out on the way home. I said, "They were more control." I said, "So don't you ever tell me things going on."
They can hear me. I heard the voice just in the DC trip.
And even on the one I went to last time, because I had him, I wasn't there for a long time. Oh my God. Yep. I wasn't there. You know? All you're in my environment, all you're my children. Here we go. My house. It's 7 o'clock.
It looks like they're going to start. All right, it looks like we're going to start.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your attendance tonight. It's gratifying to see so many members of the community come out for our schools. Let's start our meeting this evening with the Pledge of Allegiance.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Say something.
I can hear her, that's odd. Wonder if they also can't hear me.
Okay. We can hear you, Alex. We haven't been able to hear Lauren.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Kate, I wanted to make
There we go.
regarding public input would now be the appropriate time to do so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you may make a motion here.
I move that for both public input sessions, we limit it to district residents and current MS 8060 staff.
Point of order.
Yes, sir.
Lauren can make a motion to add something added to the agenda. She cannot make a motion. She can make a motion to add something to the agenda. So just to be clear, rephrase that, please, Lauren.
I'm making a motion to add a new number 1 to the agenda to discuss or make a motion to limit public input to district residents and current MSAD 60 staff. Did I do that right?
I'll second that.
We have a motion, it's been seconded, to update our public input session, item number 1, to disallow anyone not from the district to speak, and we will give preference to district residents and MSAD 60 staff. So all those in favor?
Oh, it's just clarifying the motion. What are we going for? Just to add to the agenda, right?
To add to the agenda.
Okay, I just want to be clear that we weren't actually voting on it, we were just adding it as an agenda.
We have to vote on that, though.
To add to the agenda, I just want to be clear, that's all, just clarity, that's all I was asking for.
Okay. So all those in favor of adding change number 1, item number 1?
Yes.
We have 6 in the affirmative and 3 negative. And the motion passes. So this evening, we will limit our...
So I'm making a motion here, yes, Josh?
If we're on agenda item number 1, yes.
Oh,
yes.
we're on, okay.
Yep.
Okay, I would like to make a motion this evening that public input be limited to district residents and current MSAD 60 staff.
I second. We have a motion and it's been seconded to limit public input to district residents and MSAD 60 staff.
Shit.
All those in favor? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Thank you. I know in the past,
So they're disallowing people from outside the thing to speak.
since I've been on the board, we have allowed
Nope.
numerous members of the community that expanded beyond MSAD.
I don't know, probably not.
It's never been an issue.
Not in recess.
I suspect that this was partly due to some of the antics that happened at our last meeting.
Hey.
Antics are not okay. I totally agree with everyone who say it's not. This is a public meeting, and
You yelled in my
I have strong feelings, but I
ear.
don't make a mockery of our meetings or the public at all. And I would hope that every member who's lined up here to speak isn't planning on making a mockery of our board. So I also know that there are people who have information that we are not aware of. I can't be an expert on every issue here. I would challenge anyone here. Is anyone here an expert on everything related to school board policy or everything we do with the school board? And the answer is no. Our superintendent and assistant superintendent regularly bring in people from outside the district to advise the board when it comes to policies, processes, etc. I think it's short-sighted to broadly just limit public input to MSAD 60 residents. And if it is the wish of the board to do that, I would encourage our chairperson, so Madam Chair, I would encourage you to ask for the credentials, the person's names, their credentials, and what they're going to speak about.
Credentials?
Override that according to our policy. In those situations where someone may have some pertinent information, some vast experience that we are not privy to as the board.
Thank you. Any other comments on that motion? Nancy?
Just to clarify, is this for just today, or is this in perpetuity?
I would ask Lauren for clarification.
Yes,
Is this for just today, or would you like this to be a policy? I think if we wanted this to be in perpetuity, we'd have to go back to the policy committee and make it a formal policy.
So this is, my intention was just for tonight. And part of that reason is because I heard from a lot of people district residents who wanted to speak but did not feel comfortable with the current climate of having people not from here speak, and characterize people that were speaking in poor manners, etc., and they did not feel comfortable speaking about their own district and their own children. And I really want to make sure we're hearing from our stakeholders. I think that is the purpose of my motion.
So it is just for tomorrow.
That's correct. Any other questions or comments?
I would just say the board has work to do, and I do really love hearing from our district members and experts from outside when it's appropriate, but we are really struggling to get work done when public comment. That line might be appropriate to put out.
Well, if you quit talking about it, God, they spent 20 minutes wasting frickin' time. Could have been listening to people talk. We're arguing over who can talk and who can't.
And all of them wish to speak and still be able to get the work of the board done.
I gotta eat sometime.
We don't have to change the time for public input. It still remains 20 minutes, correct? Like
That's
that's
yes. Although, given the number of people here, I think
20
it's
minutes,
my
they're gonna-
prerogative to extend the session to 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
hesitate to make it longer
There's like
than that,
16 people lined up.
business we need to get to, but we do want to hear from our concerned residents.
Sure you do.
You'll notice up here, by the way, there's a clock.
Everything about you screams, I want to hear from
In order
you.
to
Sure.
better manage our time, your mic will be cut off at 3 minutes. So I will put that out there for folks.
By the way, timers are hostile to free speech too. It's
Do we
intimidation.
have any more discussion at this point?
Not everybody does well under a
Then all
clock.
those in favor of the motion to reserve public comment this evening to MSAD 60 staff and residents of the 3 towns?
Oh, MSAD 60 staff too.
Yes. And all those opposed? And the motion is passed 6-3.
That's it. Nobody from outside. They censored free speech. Isn't that great?
Madam Chair.
There's that noble math.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to add to the agenda under along with the policy, we vote ACAA, that we allow some specialized experts to contribute to our discussion at that time.
Do you want to tell us who these experts are?
Sure, specifically, one member is Jamie Reed and another one is Lauren McGarry. These are co-executive directors of the LGB Courage Coalition. They have come from St. Louis, Missouri, specifically to be here tonight to address ACAA and all that's involved with it. Their backgrounds are they travel not just the U.S., but they travel the world giving expert testimony to boards. I don't even know, but professional counsels. I mean, this is what they do. They bring expert testimony. Jamie Reed specifically worked in a pediatric.
They won't care.
Gender clinic, and in what she observed in that is paramount to the discussion that we're having, and that is expertise that I'm not aware that exists in this community or on this board, and I think that it would be very beneficial for our school district to hear what they have to say and the questions that they can answer for us.
Thank you. So we have a motion to add 2 outside speakers.
Stop.
And I'm sorry, I don't remember their names, but do we have a second?
Fred and Wilma.
Do we have a second? Okay, we have that motion. It has been seconded. All of those in favor of the... Oh, sorry.
And this would be during public input, so they would be limited to the 3 minutes like everybody else?
I've asked for it to be added to number 4, maybe as a 4A, is that the board would allow those to contribute, because it is the practice of the board that members of the public can't contribute aside from public input. So this is why it would have to be the vote of the board to allow them to contribute.
They spent a half an hour.
where their
talking about
expertise is
who can speak and who can't speak. We could
Yes,
elect
they can
30
limit
more
their-
minutes of people
They are
speaking.
prepared to limit their presentation, should I say, right, or the information to 3 minutes. But if the board
Gotta
has
say it again
specific
'cause I was
questions
muted.
for them, then this would also allow them to answer those questions.
Josh, I would also have to say that policy ACAA is a harassment policy, a non-harassment policy. There's nothing about, specifically about pronouns or bathrooms or LGBTQ gender dysphoria. I don't want the discussion to be about those things. It is much broader than that. And if we need to dive down further into that policy after tonight, you're welcome to make a motion for.
Why don't you want to hear what they have to say?
Excuse me, you're out of order, sir.
Can we call to vote?
I'm sorry?
No, Ally spoke first. I was going to add something, but Ally spoke.
Can we call to order? Can we put to a vote?
Yes. Does anyone else have anything to add?
I did. I'm going to oppose that. There may be experts on one side, but we don't have experts on the other side to counteract.
That's called polemics.
I think that someone on the board doesn't
Screw your rules.
know about this.
Let them speak.
I do
People
know
need
about
to
this,
speak
and I
up
could have
more.
brought experts, but I didn't.
What do these people think they're going to do? Intimidate you?
I could definitely get my own experts to go with the other experts. I don't think it's
Let the people
to not
speak.
have one side.
I hate this.
Discussion at the board. And again, as the chairperson.
All they do is
said,
try and shut down
policy is about
speech.
harassment and not gender care.
We have a lot to do tonight, guys. Can we call this to a vote? I don't see why there's more discussion. We're just going back and forth. Just call it to a vote.
My goodness.
Is the board okay with
People are
calling this to a
wicked,
vote?
evil people.
Okay, Josh has made a motion to have two experts testify.
So they're gonna vote them
during
down too?
our discussion of policy ACAA. All those in favor of allowing this? All those opposed?
Opposed.
Well,
What are you voting, Kate, for or against?
can't hear. Stop.
I will make a caveat though, Josh. If things get disorderly, I will ask them to please stop.
And I would agree completely. I think you'll be impressed.
What's with all this discussion of being disorderly?
Ally, we can hear you.
So I guess it passed, guys.
Can you hear me at all now?
Yes.
Okay. Can we make a motion to put some type of a time limit on this since it wasn't originally an agenda item for tonight?
Yes, I think that that's appropriate. Do you want to make that motion?
Yeah, I would like to move that each speaker have 5 minutes to discuss what they feel they need to, and then we move along.
I second.
We have a motion to limit our outside speakers to 5 minutes. It's been seconded. Do you have any discussion?
All right, so finally something's going to happen almost 10 o'clock at night. On
Yes.
what day is it? Wednesday? What the hell day is it?
All those
Thursday.
opposed? And the motion passes.
Awful. These board
Okay.
meetings, just awful.
So now we'll hear from our vice
Robert's
chair, Ms.
rules,
Linda
tie
Reed,
everything
our
up.
public input statement.
Thank you, Kate. The first public input session is a 21-minute session with each person having no longer than 3 minutes in which to make a statement. But a second public input session may be held at the end of the meeting if allowed by the board chair. Each speaker will give his or her name, address, and reason for speaking. Public input is designated for district residents, but the board chair may grant non-residents the opportunity to address the board. Statements concerning subject matter that falls under the law regarding executive sessions, for example, matters involving personnel, cannot be made during public input. We as a community pledge to treat each other as we wish to be treated.
Oh,
We pledge to
geez,
seek
here we go,
understanding
etiquette
when there may
again.
be disagreement, regardless of outcomes or opinions.
Yeah, let's all
We
be
pledge
nice to
move
each other.
forward with respect. This is a time for comments and or questions
Yeah, be
for the
nice to
board,
each
but
other,
please be
right?
aware that questions may not be able to be answered at this meeting.
And I just would like to one more time remind you that we will not allow outside speakers except for the two we've made the exception for. And that you will be strictly limited to 3 minutes because we will cut your
Well, I'm
line.
glad we didn't drive to RSU 60, huh?
Concise and
No, it would have been a waste of time. Dry hump, as they say. Sorry.
Why is that?
And your name, sir?
Because they're not allowing people from outside the district to speak. They voted it down. They don't want to hear people from outside the district.
Where do you live, sir?
Lebanon.
Okay.
And good evening. Trust is the currency of public service. When the trust is created for word games, intentional omissions, the leadership of this district doesn't just lose its way, it loses its right to lead. I am here to speak about a pattern of truth omissions that has become a hallmark of this administration. Recently, the superintendent was asked if students have been disciplined for misgendering using incorrect pronouns. Her answer was flat, no one has been suspended from school. This is technically true, but fundamentally dishonest.
Right.
Tonight, you will hear from parents whose children were disciplined, not for out-of-school suspensions, but in-school suspensions. By choosing a specific legal
just
term
avoiding the
from
rules.
school to avoid the broader reality of discipline. The superintendent chose to manipulate the conversation rather than answer the community honestly. This isn't transparency, it's a calculated effort to keep parents in the dark about how their children are being treated.
Oops.
We saw the same tactic when she stood in front of the selectmen to justify a 7% budget increase. When asked directly how our students were performing, her response was simply, we have a document, no context. The explanation of why only 20% of our kids are proficient in science. If a CEO told shareholders the company was failing, but refused to explain why, they would be fired on the spot. Yet here, the board allows this evasion to continue. The pattern of hiding behind paperwork is an insult, and every taxpayer who is footing the bill for these declining results. To my fellow neighbors, we have spent months coming to these microphones asking for change. We have been met with silence or word games. It's clear that this board is currently seated has no intention of holding the superintendent accountable. If we want a leader who answers questions instead of dodging them, we want a district where academic excellence is more important than political optics, then we must change the people sitting in those chairs. We cannot comment our way out of this crisis. We must vote our way out of it. To the board, your silence in the face of these omissions makes you complicit. To the public, election day is coming. It is a time to elect a board that understands they work for the parents and the students, not the superintendent. Let's get back to honesty. Let's get back to basics. Let's get out and vote. Thank you.
Oh, God, violent clapping. Sorry. So, I don't know. This doesn't look like it's live anymore. There's no more comments going. I think the live stream ended. We must have been behind. That's what it was.
The school district cannot function without a foundation of honesty and a priority on student safety and privacy. 2 weeks ago, the superintendent stated that no student in this district.
Yeah, they're not live. We are.
That statement is factually incorrect. My son was punished by this administration for an accidental instance of misgendering. While the superintendent may claim no one has been suspended from school, students, including my son, have been given in-school suspensions. Using word salad to distinguish between types of suspension is a deceptive attempt to maintain a narrative. When leadership glosses over the truth, it erodes parental trust. If we cannot agree on the basic facts of what is happening in our hallways, how can we collaborate on the
We must have been really far behind on the live
Beyond the lack of
stream.
transparency, I must address the practical reality of our backroom policies. The reality of your
Oh my God, we're 37 minutes into a 2-hour, 21-minute stream. What the hell are we doing?
Sitting on the earth.
They're only
This was not
37
just
minutes.
awkward.
That's what it says, 37 minutes into 2 hours and 21.
Didn't you dump it?
My son now feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, but it was, I don't understand. I redid it, it was live a few times.
It is a health risk that can lead to infections, bladder issues, among other things. This policy prioritizes the comfort of some while completely disregarding the privacy and physical well-being of others. Furthermore, this policy creates a legal minefield. In a 7 to 12 building, we have a wide range of ages. What happens when a 13-year-old girl is using a urinal and an 18-year-old male student walks in? If she feels uncomfortable, is that 18-year-old at risk of sexual harassment? Will a young man's college and career prospects be ruined simply because he used the restroom assigned to his biological sex? I am deeply disappointed in this administration's lack of transparency. I am equally disappointed in this board for upholding policies that compromise student privacy and leave our children to face the consequences of your decisions. Our children deserve an environment that is honest, safe, and respectful of the privacy of every student. We expect better. If you can agree with anything I just said, please stand up.
Good evening, my name is Shay Markno, and I'm a resident of Lebanon. I've been a parent here at the district since 2009. I'm here to share with you the reality of what my 5 sons learned in the district over the last 16 years. According to the Maine DOE, the African American student population in the district is roughly 23 students. My sons account for nearly 25% of that specific population. While other parents help their children with homework, my sons had to learn survival skills as well to come to this district. Please be advised that I'm using exact racial slang that they were told in the incidents I'm about to address to you. My second son learned at Noble Middle School that a Swiss Army knife pulled on him while being asked, do all niggas bleed red? At the high school, he was called nigger many times in his sophomore year. My third son